Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, when we've got a show for you today, baby.
We do every day.
Add a little umph on the end of it, the baby. Got a show for you, baby.
All right. Yes, we do.
No, we hope everyone's well out there. Well, it is slightly after hump day. We're getting through the week here, heading into the weekend.
Yes, and we are like 2 weeks away from Christmas, which is crazy to think about. 2020
is winding down to an end. I think we're all ready for a fresh new year.
Yes.
I think everyone needs a fresh start.
Yeah, I just hope that, I think 2021 hit the restart button.
It's going to be a great year for travel, I think.
And hopefully we can all go back to normal. Not the new normal, like the real normal.
Yeah, like normal, So anyways, but Christmas is around the corner. We have not done any Christmas shopping.
No.
We are far behind all of our loved ones.
We are.
So we're going to online it, I think, this year a lot.
Well, yeah, but we're just in general very big procrastinators. So we procrastinate like packing and then
not when it comes to our clients. When it comes to our personal
life.
The business comes first, and then we'll figure out Christmas gifts, everything else later.
Yeah, and like us packing for trips and stuff. I just put it off.
Oh yeah, but yeah, okay. I mean, I love Christmas though, and see, the one thing I'm going to miss this year is I don't think we're going to do it. Is I do like taking one day. And you know what I'm about to say, and get into like the malls and the chaos and the Christmas shopping. I like doing that for one day.
Yeah,
just being around, because I like just seeing the Christmas spirit and everyone's shopping for their loved ones, getting gifts. You have, you're at the mall. You're probably going to see Santa. You have, Christmas decorations everywhere. Everyone's usually in a good mood.
Yeah,
and I like getting into that chaos when everyone's happy.
Yeah,
but this year with the pandemic, I think we're not going to do that probably.
No, I don't think we're going to do that.
Which is a big bummer. That's a huge bummer because I like doing that.
Yeah.
So Christmas it's not good because, we always go to the mall like a few days before Christmas. That's when all the procrastinators are there.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to mostly be online.
Yeah, we're definitely Amazoning a lot of gifts this year.
Yeah.
A lot of gifts. So, but, that's just... It's the nature of it this year.
Yeah, and so because Christmas is coming up, and I have a lot of people about to travel for the holidays, which is good. It's encouraging, that people are still wanting to travel during this time. And so we thought what fitting podcast would be to talk about, what you can expect and like tips and tricks for traveling this holiday season during COVID.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think there's going to be a lot of good information in this podcast. But before we get to it, we got to say if you like the show, please like us on Instagram. Check it out. We got @Penyak Travel on Instagram, Facebook, @Penyak Travel.
We also have an @Know Before You Go Travel show on Instagram.
Yeah, we do, and that's catching up some steam. So we post clips of the show on there, and videos of what it's like in the studio, so on and so forth. So yeah, we appreciate all the love on all of our social media outlets and our YouTube page. Let's get up there. We're posting more videos on our YouTube page. But anyways, before we jump into it, we have a couple shout outs we want to give.
Speaking of the YouTube page, though, we're still waiting on that LeBlanc video.
I know. I'm getting to it. The editing. The backlog of work that I have is growing.
Yes.
But we'll get to it.
Yes,
but let's get to some shout-outs.
Yeah, we do have a couple of shout-outs. So Jenny from Richmond, interested in going to LeBlanc, actually. And thank you for reaching out. We really appreciate that. And then I think we had a review on Apple.
Absolutely. Got a new 5-star review. Thank you so much. Laura McCarthy, she says, 5 stars, thorough and knowledgeable. I love listening. I've learned so much about so many different locations, from resorts to excursions to travel tips. I will for sure book with you guys in the future. Laura, we cannot wait to book a trip for you. So thank you so much for the 5-star review. And those little things like, following Penyak Travel and like leaving a good review, that means so much to us. Like even if you don't book a trip with us, it helps out so much that, that just getting a review like that, it kind of keeps us going. It gives us our energy to keep doing this.
Yes, no, absolutely. So if you also like the show, not just subscribe, feel free to leave us 5-star review, please.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you not listening? You got to get your headphones in.
No, I guess. I guess
all right.
not.
Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Yeah, so just some things to kind of think about and know before you travel this holiday season during COVID, because this is, like no other time in our history. So one thing I would absolutely recommend, especially if you're traveling outside of the country, then you really want to have travel insurance. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but it is very, very important because it also would cover you. It gives you emergency medical coverage while you're traveling. And I can't say how important that is because a lot of your standard medical insurance plans in the U.S. do not cover you when you're traveling out of the country. So if you were to get sick when you're there, you have something that will cover you.
Yeah, we're going to give you a couple tips for both domestic travel and international travel. So This would be an international travel tip. I mean, honestly, if you're a listener to this podcast, we strongly recommend travel insurance anyways, regardless of where you're going.
Not only for the cancellation, but also those post-departure benefits. It's very, very important.
Absolutely.
And a lot of countries are actually requiring that you have that whenever you travel there, like Turks and Caicos and a couple of different places.
Yeah.
It's actually required. So that also brings me to my next point is make sure you understand the entry protocols, for where you're traveling. And that can kind of be for international and domestic, but, you'll need to go to the tourism board's website. So St. Lucia, like visit stlucia.com or visit jamaica.com. And they have all their COVID entry requirements there because a lot of them require a COVID test or you have to submit a travel authorization. And you just want to make sure that you understand the exact entry protocols. And a lot of them, like for example, St. Lucia, it says you have to have a negative COVID test within 7 days of travel.
Yeah.
But really that's within like 6 nights of travel.
Yeah.
I actually have some clients, they had scheduled their test for December 12th. So this Saturday, because they're leaving next Saturday. But you can't do that. It has to be, that would be 1 day too late. It has to be the 13th or after.
Yeah.
So just, really understand those protocols. And, speaking domestically, make sure that you understand where you're going, what's going on in those places. Because like if you're traveling to, say, Colorado, or California, a lot of those places have shut back down and, you don't have like indoor dining, and you just make sure that you are staying up to date with where you're traveling, what is going on with their COVID situation. Yeah,
it's very much state by state. And you never know. I know there's some states that now, you have to quarantine on arrival or quarantine when you depart. It's almost changing by the day and the week right now with the cases increasing. Again, it's getting cold outside. I think a lot of people are sitting inside now, and that's probably how I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't even comment on this stuff, but just keep up to date, especially at the state level, because that can change pretty quickly on you as well.
Oh, yeah. And, another thing with that, like, how can you find out? Honestly, what I've been doing is just Googling, where my clients are going, and then just hitting news on Google and then finding out, what they're saying, if they're back in level red. Like I know I was looking at Colorado earlier, and there was a couple of places there that are level red. So all indoor dining is banned. It's takeout only. And if my clients that were looking for a ski trip, I mean, that's going to kind of put a damper on that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure you understand that. Now, another good thing that you can do, and I would recommend, is making sure you go to, if you're, let's just say, staying at a hotel or a resort, go to their website, because all of them have their COVID safety protocols listed there. So you can know, what's open and what's closed. Some have the gyms closed, and, some have certain restaurants closed. So it just make sure you check all of the hotel and resorts websites for that information.
Yeah. And that's going to differ by probably resort by resort or destination by destination. That's where it gets like, if you're really going for a certain thing, that could be closed. Like,
right.
We like to use the gym, even when we travel. So I'd be disappointed if the gym was closed, you know. But it's good to kind of know that stuff going in, or book with a great travel agent like Penyak Travel, and they will help you understand what's going on.
Yes, and
shameless plug there.
Yeah, for the just speaking on Colorado, and I just keep bringing it up because I've had several people in recent weeks want to plan ski trips there, and with everything kind of closing back down, I've had to warn them, and then they've decided to not do that this year.
Yeah.
So, another thing that you really want to stay on top of are your flights, because flight schedules are constantly changing right now. The airlines have a right to change your flights time. So just make sure that you are checking your flights, at least 24 hours before you leave, and verifying your departure time. Because, like, for example, let's just say you're going Cancun to Charlotte, and they have, usually they have like 4 flights a day. But, let's just say during this time they are operating 2. Well, as they get closer, if, both of those flights are like less than half full, well, they'll cancel one of them and just combine the flights.
Yeah.
So, if your flight, let's just say you were supposed to leave at 5 p.m., but then they put you on at 2 o'clock and you didn't know, then that would not be good, because you would miss your flight and you would be stuck there an extra day, which maybe that wouldn't be so bad, but.
Yeah, I just read earlier this week that TSA screened the least amount of passengers they've screened since, I think, July.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, with cases on the rise, and right now we're kind of in that weird time between Thanksgiving and Christmas anyways.
Right.
So I think people, if they're going to travel, they're going to wait till closer to Christmas. So,
right.
Yeah, you expect a little dip there. But yeah, so what happens is when you have this kind of influx of supply and demand, these airline companies have so many planes, right? There's a lot of them that are just out of commission right now that aren't being used. So when demand dips like that so much, now you have probably like 2 or 3 flights that are like a third or half quarter full,
right?
And they merge them, right?
Yeah.
And that's what causes these kind of little, I don't want to say little, but these hourly changes where it's a 2-hour change, where now you're on a different flight. It's the same flight, same destination, but they're merging planes.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're doing.
They're just trying to stay alive right now, stay afloat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So just make sure that, you stay on top of your flights and check the schedule changes. Be aware that can happen.
Download the app. Like, the apps are really good. Like, Delta's app's really good. American's app's really good. And it'll keep you up to speed with notifications. Enable your push notifications on your airline apps.
Yeah. That
will save you sometimes.
And you can also make sure that your phone number and email address is in your flight contact information.
They'll text you as well.
Yeah, because they'll text you or email you. So.
It makes life so easy. I remember the days like last year when I was so busy in the airports, I'm running around and I would be just, on my tablet or on the phone, and I would get a quick text, your plane's boarding in 5 minutes.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, good. I need to go now. Or I'd get the text, unfortunately, your flight's been delayed by 2 hours. Like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Yeah, those are never.
Bartender, I'll have another glass of wine.
Yeah, there you go. So another thing, just speaking on flights, I definitely recommend sitting as close to the front of the plane as possible. I mean, pretty much everybody likes to do that anyway. Now, the airlines charge, if you're in economy and you want to sit the front of the plane, it's usually main cabin extra, Delta Comfort, or what they call preferred seats. So there is going to be an extra charge for that. But I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're arriving into a destination, like let's just say Mexico or Jamaica, where they're going to have to check your documents and make sure that you are authorized to enter. Well, those lines get backed up. We've talked about it when we went to Antigua. So definitely recommend. It's worth it. Get to the front of the plane because it will shorten your wait time and getting to your resort.
100%, especially on international flights. Like, it is worth the extra, $15 or whatever the upgrade cost is to get closer to the front.
It's not just 15.
Well, I mean, I've seen it as low as, I might be thinking more domestic travel,
right.
But to get the upgraded, first of all, you're going to have more room. So
right.
You're going to be a lot more comfortable.
Well, not if you're in main cabin extra or Delta Comfort, yes.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, and the preferred seats that are usually like rows 10 to 15, no.
No, not necessarily, correct. And so, but you're right, that wait time, like when you arrive on vacation, you just want to get there. Like once you land, just get me on property. Just get me to the beach, or the pool. I don't want to wait in line. Everyone hates waiting in lines. I mean, we're millennials. I hate lines. I hate waiting on anything.
Yes.
Much less when I land. I finally go on vacation. I land at my destination. Now the line is super long to get through customs.
Yeah, it's annoying.
The screening or whatever you got to go through. But right now with COVID, you're going to stay in that line. That is probably the way you're going to go through customs, is how you deplane, essentially. Yeah. So if you're in the back, you could be waiting a long time. Especially
well
if other
over
planes
an
are coming.
hour.
It'd be crazy. And that's just a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a hot no before you go travel tip.
Yes, and it's worth it. And, in terms of pricing, it really It varies based on, how full the plane is, the destination. But I just did one for a family that's traveling over Christmas, and for the 3 of them, it was $99. So it was roughly $33 a piece. So that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Is that for main cabin extra, or is that for the...
That was just preferred.
That was just preferred, but you're still closer to the front.
Yeah, that got them in row 11. So, another thing you might want to think about too is, even if you are traveling, to a destination that does not require you to take a COVID test, they're pretty widely available now. So I would recommend, just for your own peace of mind, going ahead and getting tested before you leave, Yeah,
it's not a bad move. I mean, even...
So I've talked to some people who were concerned about going to Mexico, but then what happens if they get sick there? Well, my personal opinion is, everything that the resorts are doing, it's, in my personal opinion, far safer and more sanitary than a lot of places that you go here in the U.S. So my concern would be getting it or having it here and then arriving there and then showing symptoms. So, get it before you leave. I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, and we did it before we went home for Thanksgiving, just to know what's going on, since there's a level of asymptomatic people out there. But yeah, I think that's a good move. I really do.
And then the last tip that I really want to say, and I think it's very important.
Last but not least, is travel in general is stressful. And, during COVID times, I know it's even more stressful. But just know that, everyone, including when you're going to these resorts and, flight attendants, everyone involved in the travel industry right now, they're all struggling and trying to figure out how, to navigate this. I don't want to call it new normal, but current normal. And so have some patience. You just have to know, going in right now when you're traveling, that everything is not going to be perfect. I mean, and who knows, maybe it will be. And if it is, that's great. But just know that, it's a different world that we're in right now. And you just have to show a little bit of grace. People are still trying to figure it out. Like, when we were in Cancun a few weeks ago, our server one morning at breakfast, I don't know if it was his first day or if they pulled him from another area, to wait tables that morning. I don't know, but he was just a little slow. The service was. So just know that, everyone's doing the best that they can. So just have some patience and show some grace and just be thankful that you're traveling. Yeah. And it's not like that bad, but
no.
It's actually been like LeBlanc blew us away, and then Unico blew us away. Like, there are moments where it's just like we're completely blown away, but then you might be at like an airport restaurant or somewhere else where they're going through their own challenges,
or something.
There's new protocols in place for them too, and it's just like everyone's kind of working through this. We're all in this together. I know everyone says that but we really are. When you look at, like, especially traveling right now for leisure, go with grace. I think that's a really good Janet Penyakism. Go with grace. So next time I'm late on video editing, go with grace to me and say you're late, but know that I'm doing my best.
Okay, you're late. It was supposed to be done last Friday.
We're getting there.
Yes, I know. It's there. Okay. But if you guys want any more information or have any questions, about anything that you've heard today, or, if you are traveling this coming holiday season, even if you don't have it booked with us, please feel free to send us a DM, give us a call, send us an email. We're happy to help you answer any questions that you have. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram or Facebook at Penyak Travel, or go to our website, penyaktravel.com, or you can call us 1-800-674-3278.
Well, question of the day.
Yeah, what is question of the day?
Okay, question of the day. Question of the day.
I hope it's a better one than the donkey giraffe crap from last week.
We started an ongoing debate with that. That trailed with us everywhere we went. People were talking about the donkey and the giraffe.
Some
it was
of our
awesome.
Friends were.
Okay. All right, here we go. Would you rather have your favorite blah, blah, blah. Would you rather have your favorite food every day of the year or not eat it at all for a year?
Ooh.
Would you rather have your favorite food every single day for a year straight or never eat it or not eat it for a whole year straight?
I think
First of all, what would you say is your favorite food?
probably pizza.
Yeah, I know you're going to say pizza.
Pizza or tacos. I know, I'm so healthy.
You have to do it every day.
I think I could eat it every day.
Every day?
Yeah, I could eat it every day.
It would never, like, think about 300. You have to have one meal. Let's just call it one meal. One of your meals has to be pizza.
I think I could have it every day. I would not want to get rid of it. But then maybe after that, then I could definitely go a year without it.
Oh, well, for sure. After you had it 365 days in a row.
Yeah. And I like just good old Kevin McAllister plain cheese pizza.
Kevin McAllister
Home Alone.
cheese pizza. That guy could, hey, it's a great reference to considering the season.
Holidays, yeah.
That was witty. Okay. All right. So for me, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what my favorite food is. I mean, I like a lot of different foods. I don't necessarily have a favorite. If I had to pick a favorite, I like a really good grass-fed filet mignon.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to eat that every day of the year.
Yeah, that's really tough on your stomach.
Yeah.
Like I like good red meat every now and again. I like to eat really, really good red meat.
Yeah.
But like it's not that frequent. It's like, once every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But if I'd eat that every day or not have it for a year, I could probably go without it for a year. I don't know if I could do it a hearty filet mignon every single day.
Well, we went several months without it back during the lockdown.
I know.
Yeah. And then it was really hard to find a steak after that.
I mean, my stomach would be in knots after like probably a week straight of heavy steak for dinner every night.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it every night.
Yeah.
I'd have meat sweats in the middle of the night. Like I'd be waking up in the middle of the night after day 5 with the meat sweats, and it's not good.
Yeah, that would not be a good thing. But no, I could definitely eat pizza every day.
Yeah, if I had to do it, I could probably do pizza. I'd much rather do pizza than steak.
Would you be able to change up the toppings if you did it? I mean, I just want cheese, but
well, if I could change the toppings, then for sure. Then you can have a little breakfast pizza here and there. You can mix in a little.
Yeah.
Pizza is like it's like a plain. I call it a whiteboard. You can do whatever you want with it, pretty much.
Okay, well then, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, cheese pizza for me is good.
Okay. We've talked way too long.
I was
going to
say, I think this is way too long. So.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We love you guys. We will see you
next time.